Hey, today I want to show you some chords, like 3 chord shapes that you maybe already know, but you can use them differently to create a really cool sound. And we're going to end up with like a 2-5-1 progression, actually 2 2-5-1 progressions, and an 8-bar loop that is really nice to play over. I'm going to show you what I mean. So this is the first chord. It's like a D7, right? And we're going to raise the F sharp to the G. And now we can think it's a D7 sus4. And this chord doesn't have a third in it, so we can also think it's a D minor 7/11, right? I'm going to record it and then I'm going to just play D Dorian over this chord. So I know the looper can be kind of difficult at times. Many people struggle to end the phrase right, you know, so that the loop really doesn't have a hiccup. There's one cheap trick that you can use, and that's just play the chord, hit record, hit stop. And now I have a loop. Right. And I'm playing D Dorian. Now I'm playing the same chord but with a B flat in the bass. Now I have a new sound, right? The D is the major third, the A is the major 7, the C is the 9, and the G is the 13. And now I can decide to play the B flat major scale, since I think about this chord now as a major 7, 6, 9 chord. Let's try how it sounds. So like this, we already have 2 sounds with 1 chord shape. And you know, this is one of the things why guitar playing can be quite complex. We can play this shape, which is clearly like a B flat major 7 chord, but maybe we hear the B flat at the root, and then it's a major chord, but maybe we don't even hear this root, maybe we hear the G at the root. And then the same chord sounds out minor. Next chord, you might already know it, it's like a shell voicing. F major 7, going to add a G on top of it. It's like an F major 7/9 chord. Right, and like this, it's an F major 7/9 chord, and we can like play the F major scale. But we can also play the same chord over a G as a root. And then it sounds different. And then it's a sus chord. It's like the flat 7, the 9, and the 13, and the root. And then we could maybe play D Dorian again. Now we have this F major 7/9 chord, and we're going to keep our lowest note and play a drop 2 voicing instead. So we have this kind of a mechanism. I always like those mechanical things. And that's a D flat 7, drop 2 voicing. And if we play a G in the bass, it's a tritone substitution. And then we have a flat 7, 3, sharp 11, and flat 9. So don't be confused by too many technical terms I'm using. You just can play those chords and really have fun. And the last chord that we're going to add is the same chord that we started with. Right, that's our sus shape again. So let's play it again. So very often in 251 people play like more like, you know, Dorian or Mixolydian, like the notes that stem from this parent scale if you want to. But many people also tweak the 5 chord after a while, not immediately to like an altered chord or maybe even like a half tone whole tone chord, just to make it a little bit more spicy before they release it to the 1. And I want to investigate this D flat 7 chord over the G a little bit, right? So I'm going to record a G on my looper. And I'm going to play the D flat 7. And one way how I can work on this as well, or how I would like to work on this, is by playing a D flat 7 arpeggio, right? Maybe here. But instead of thinking D flat 7, I'm trying to think sharp 11, flat 7, flat 9, 3. Let's hear the 3 as an anchor. Right, really hearing sharp 11, flat 7, flat 9, major 3rd. Right, and now I have this shape and I know all the notes in this shape stem from the altered scale or are part of the G altered scale. So I try to play the altered scale here. And then I try to visualize the D flat 7 arpeggio in the scale, which I never did before. Another position on the fretboard, again a D flat 7 arpeggio. I'm trying to see from the point of view of G7, playing the altered scale. And releasing it to the C. So basically, if I'm improvising or playing the chords, what I'm doing, I'm taking a shape and I'm seeing it in a new light, right? So I see the shape of the D flat 7 as like a G altered shape. Or maybe I see the drop 2 chord like a G altered scale and not like a D flat 7. That makes all the difference, because now we know what we're doing. It's a flat 9, for example, and we can try to hear how that sounds. So what I want to do is to play the same chord progression, a minor 3rd higher, because that always sounds cool. You will hear it in a minute. Use the same chord shapes and try to improvise over it. So basically I'm playing D minor 7, G7, C major 7, and then I'm playing F minor 7, B flat 7, E flat major 7. Just starting with not a lot of stuff. This chord, which I like so much, the F major 7, 9, you can also play an inversion of this chord, right? Like the root going to the 9 and the 3rd going to the 7, and you end up with this shape, just to keep on exploring, right? So basically I could play this chord instead of this chord, even so I don't have the root anymore in the bass, but we changed the root up anyways, and we have our looper, so we have so much freedom. So I could play this one, And then I could like think, okay, what was the next chord again? It was a D flat 7, what's the drop 2 voicing up here, right? That would be maybe this one, right? And so I can go on finding chord shapes forever because I can work with inversions of the drop 2 voicings, but I can also invert other chords. Some will sound good, others won't sound so good. Anyways, just get yourself a looper. It's the freedom of the guitar player at home, right? If we don't have a bass player standing in the corner, we can say, hey, come on, play that root. You can just record it on your looper, and then you have like really endless possibilities to explore stuff, but also you're really making sure you're hearing the right root in your ears. See you next week. Goodbye.